Hey, did I pronounce that horribly?
No, you nailed it. That was absolutely. Wow. I'm impressed. No one ever gets that right.
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, yeah.
And did you premiere at South by Southwest, or is it?
No, we'll be premiering at Dances with Film in a little over
69.
a week on the 29th.
Okay, I'm thinking of a different movie then.
Yeah. That's great. All right, well, tell us where American Comic came from, because I have to say, it felt too real. I'm going, I don't know if is it a mockumentary, or it felt so real to me. Like, please.
Yeah, I'm glad you're saying that. That was part of the whole deal. This kind of comes out of both of our backgrounds. We've been doing sketch comedy together for a long time, but as we've been doing that, I have been a stand-up comedian for 15 years, and for just as long, Daniel has been a for real documentarian. He makes documentary films, and we realized if we are to make a feature film together, we need to combine these things. We have, write what you know. We have the experience. We can really bring those things together, and I'll tip my hat to Daniel. He knows how to shoot something to make you think like, oh, this is happening.
Like, I feel like I know some of the comedians, like I've seen them, like it just felt like I'm 10 minutes in and I'm like, I don't know if this is this? Yeah. So I question myself. We should look at the trailer too, because I want our audience to see it. But
for sure.
How did this project come about?
So, yeah, like we've been working together on and off for 18 years since we were like kids. And this the germ of this came out of a sketch that we did that was, as a stand-up, I'm annoyed with every other stand-up. And so I wrote a sketch that was about like a trope that I had noticed with certain comedians. They like their punchlines to be a detail plus an emotion. I had noticed that with a lot of comedians. They blah, blah, blah. They'd have a joke and they'd be like, and I'm just full of beef jerky and regret. And like that would be, I'm covered in Cheeto dust and despair. And so I kind of created this character. We made this fake little short about him, and a lot of comics really responded to that, where they're like, that is a thing, you really nailed that. And it kept coming back to us, and we were like, I think there's something here that we could go deeper on, and if we want to make a feature, this is the thing. I have a lot of connections in the stand-up world. We could shoot this at real clubs. Daniel knows how to be really resourceful and make a documentary feature film and make it look the way we want it to look. And so we were like, let's not wait for anybody to tell us to do this. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. So, and then where did you, like, in terms of production? Well, I guess we should show the trailer.
Yeah.
Good idea.
We show the trailer. I want our audience to actually get a taste of what they're about to experience. And then we'll talk about it after. Here we go. American Comic.
The human brain is kind of like an old abandoned mansion.
Oh, shit.
Hold on.
Little ghosts that haunt it. Everyone is like, don't go in there. That place is weird, but also secretly.
I want to start it over.
Yeah.
Start it over, Alan.
You're going to need to see that.
Let's hear it. Let's go.
The human brain is kind of like an old abandoned mansion. And we as comedians are like the freaky little ghosts that haunt it. Everyone is like, don't go in there. That place is weird, but also secretly everyone likes that it's haunted. And so that's how I would describe the job of a comedian in a nutshell.
What about making people laugh?
What about it? It is not safe to be a comedian these days. It's a war zone out there. Oop, is the verdict in?
For the cop who shot the unarmed teen in Watts.
Oh, jeez.
Jay Christopher, welcome to the studio.
When I get on stage, I say the things that you said. Go to the bathroom, fill it up with some amazing stains.
I say, don't hate me because I'm beautiful, hate me because I'm a white man. So this is every show I've ever done along with what I wore. I'm going to sleep in the car.
I just watched the fire in his eyes go out.
Then he doesn't care about comedians. Perfect. Look who's here, bitches. I look good. They wouldn't even know what to do with me. I'm on a rocket to the top. Stop moving. We'll see.
Just like stop talking.
With stand-up, you just kind of throw everything against the wall and you can see what sticks. It's the audience who will tell you what works. The audience will tell you who you are. No, see you. What's this?
I say I'm glad I did not see the trailer before I watched it because you got me. You got me.
Good.
That's great.
In the beginning. So what went into the production? Was it obviously, partially scripted? Was it improv, a lot of it?
No, it was actually all scripted. So we had a really tight script that we liked and we were really excited to go get. All of the stand-up shows we knew what Joe was going to say on stage, but they were in front of real audiences. So the audience reaction is real. They didn't know that Joe was going up in a character. He was introduced just as his character's name. The audience had no idea what he was doing up there. And so all of those reactions are real, but everything backstage, everything kind of in the real world, that's all scripted. We had a bunch of actors come in. And as a documentarian, I'm used to getting one take, one chance to get everything I need. It was so great in these circumstances to just say, all right, let's do that again. You do that again, and I'm going to be the second camera this time, getting the reaction shot that I need. I need an insert. Perfect. And that was such a change from the documentary world where, you only get one chance. And it was also very freeing to use that camera style because it's all shot verite style. It's not like The Office so much. It's more like just rough, like the camera's just embedded with this guy or these two different guys, and we're going nonstop. And you're just seeing like little scenes from their life before the shows, after the shows, at home. And, when we were on set, I just could explore and be almost a character myself with the camera. And it also allowed for a lot of real spaces to be used. We didn't have to do a lot of set decoration. We just went into real backstages, real clubs, green rooms. Yeah, it was great.
Daniel, I got to ask you, but there are two documentaries that we've reviewed that has gotten a lot of heat in terms of comments and people.
Uh-oh.
The first one was American Circumcision, and the second one was your documentary Behind the Curve.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm just curious, what has been the reaction of that movie for you?
From Behind the Curve, it was a very
it's a flat earther documentary.
Yeah, actually we should say that it's about flat earthers.
It's the best. I love that movie so much.
It's a documentary about flat earthers, and we shot American Comic in actually very similar style because we both agreed that was the right format for this because it was kind of these absurd characters.
Yes.
And the camera operator and the director, who I play in the film.
Yeah, seeing that movie made me realize we could make this movie.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, what if you just do that again, but I just write what it is, and then you take the same approach.
Pretty much, yeah. The response from Behind the Curve was a lot of people really liked it. People obviously really like the last scene that gets on Reddit a bunch. Mm-hmm. People post it and whatever, it's fine. But the subjects themselves liked it at first. When they first saw the movie, they were all like, this is accurate, we appreciate this, thanks. But then once the public got a hold of it and started kind of realizing who these people were and laughing at them.
Well, that was the comments
they
we
appreciated
got.
less.
The comments we got were, why are you giving these people a voice?
Oh yeah, that happened a lot too. A lot of people didn't if you don't watch past the first 10 minutes of Behind the Curve, you don't know it's not a pro flat earth movie. Which is a little bit of maybe we should have figured that out, but
no, I mean, what I really like about that film is that Daniel is not using editing tricks. He's not like he's taking a compassionate look at these people and letting them dig their own grave, if that's how you look at it. That's like you said, when they saw the movie, they were fine with it, but once it was the reactions of those people, it was suddenly they are going to get their lawyers.
Yeah, but we do have people saying like, why are you giving air to this? And I will say, we were exploring belief and why anyone can believe things that were plainly untrue. And we were hoping that the movie would become less relevant over time. And that has not been the case, unfortunately.
And then to Daniel, I've been performing improv comedy for over 30 years. And one of the questions that came up in the trailer there that I want to ask you is the idea of who is comedy for? Is it for the artist or is it for the audience? Because this is the battle I've had for 30 years with people who are doing comedy, doing stand-up, doing improv. Is that something that you've kind of wrestled with, and it feels like it's in the movie?
Yeah, I mean that question was for you, Daniel. So I'm gonna let you do it. But I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here to yes
I feel like
and
that joke and definitely.
Yeah, I mean, because I think about as a stand-up for a long time, I think about comedy a lot as well. And it's kind of role, it's like growing role in our culture is almost kind of scaring me that comedians are being the ones who are interviewing geopolitical leaders and are affecting the culture and the way people think. That is, and I think part of the thing we want to do with this movie is establish what a comedian's role is supposed to be, which is to be a fool, not a philosopher. Right? I think we've lost the thread a little bit there with what comedy, because yes, some stand-up comedians, maybe maximum 10 in the history of time, have been able to have that kind of philosopher role and almost affect change. But the reality is, and I know this from being a stand-up for a long time, most comedians I know are barely literate, super sensitive egomaniacs, and who do things for attention. They're not doing things to teach the children. And so by showing these like kind of hypocritical characters who are desperate for success and attention by any means, I'm hoping we can show that, like, and I think there's a humanity to that's universal that we can all relate to. I'm hoping we just kind of remind people, like, comedy isn't going to save us, and that's fine. And comedians are okay, but they're not going to topple any dynasties.
Right. And this movie is kind of an answer to a lot of documentaries that do exist about comedy, that the conclusion of a lot of those is what Joe said. They all think like comedy is going to save humanity. And this movie is kind of just saying, no, it's fun sometimes. And sometimes people are not good at it, and sometimes people are good at it, but it's not going to always change the world.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got like 2,000 people watching live right now. Before we go to, we have a lot of questions in our chat. I want to run by you guys, but before we do that, when does the film premiere at Dances with Films in Los Angeles at the TCL Theater in Hollywood?
Yes, so it will be 6:45 p.m. on Sunday, June 29th. That's the last day of the festival. We're very honored to be a part of the final night of the festival. Yeah, right in Hollywood at the TCL Chinese Theater. Come on out. Tickets available now.
Cool. All right, let's go to questions and comments. Here we go.
Giggity. It smells like prison, full of shame and anger. Okay. Tony, Youthful Eagle Elias, I'm liking this already. There you go. Come out Sunday, a week from Sunday. The Nerd Far Away, hail. Chris, you got it right. And Mr. Clark, tell us your corniest joke.
Do you have a corny joke?
No.
We always say Daniel's not an actor, but we always say, like, if Daniel was to ever be on screen, his one rule was that he has to be a terrible comedian.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, listen, I'm very lucky to have had a collaborator for all these years who doesn't want to write and doesn't want to act, the two things I want to do, and he does everything else. But yeah, you got to get a corny joke in the holster for when we finally make your screen debut.
I always I have my dad's jokes in my head, which is like a horse walks into a bar and a bartender says, "Hey, why the long face?" That's the only one I've got.
Classic.
Because it's something my dad said every day.
Were you really sad looking?
You need a real offensive joke to have.
Oh boy.
And keep going here. We have a lot.
Okay, American Remnant. For the 6 billion people on Earth who don't live in the Hollywood area, where can we see this?
Yeah, so we are likely, a lot of stuff that hasn't been announced yet, but we are about to set forth on a bit of a festival run. So if you follow at American Comic Film on Instagram, that's kind of the hub where we're going to be releasing info about when we're going to be in different cities. And when that's done, hopefully, if everything goes well, we will have some way for people to access it online. But for now, we've got our big world premiere, and hopefully that will be the beginning of a rollout.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Atomic Laurie asks, was this based on any particular comedians?
This is probably based on 500 particular comedians. I mean, we will never be able to do this, but we could have a commentary track where we start and stop the movie every 10 seconds and I say, this is based on this person, but also that person and that person also do this. Press play, pause. Okay, so I saw this person actually said this to me. It's like the ideas flowed for this movie really quickly because I was drawing on everything I've experienced as a stand-up. You meet a lot of true psychos. And what I like, what came about with that initial short about the detail plus emotion guy is so many comics would come up to me and they'd go, this is based on this guy, right? And I had never even considered that it could be that guy, which was like such a sign that it was working. If you can hit on something that is like a trope that is true for so many comedians that it goes beyond the initial inspiration.
We have to wrap it up here, but I want to say thank you guys for coming on the show. Your movie is now playing Dances with Films Festival this weekend. It'll be playing next weekend. It'll be playing other festivals in the future, and I assume will be coming to theaters, VOD, all the things. And follow at American Comic Film. Follow that hashtag, that I assume Instagram, all that stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
Great.
That's it. All right, guys.
Joe
Thank
and
you
Daniel,
so much.
thank you so much for being
Thank
on the
you.
show. Congrats on
Thank
the
you.
film upcoming premiere.
Appreciate it. This was a blast.
Thank you.
Thanks so
Take
much,
care.
guys.
Thanks.